Hey people, it's Steel Gamer, and welcome to an episode of Shitty Development featuring Mass Effect 2. Now, before getting into anything in this video, I'm just going to bring up a few things, explain some things, and then give a disclaimer all at the same time so the people who aren't familiar with these videos or types of videos or my channel understand exactly what they're getting into so they can choose to shut the video off now if they want or whatever. Alright, so let me explain. In my Shitty Development series, what I do is I take a game, whether it's liked or not, whether I like it or not, and I go through and I rip the shit out of it and show where all of the bad development design decisions came into play. And I actually reword or re-say how things should have been in accordance to it. Because that leads into why I don't leave comments underneath these videos. Because when I open up a game and I'm playing it and I'm saying, hey, this is where something went wrong, that's an open and shut case. It's not up for debate, which people like to do with me in these videos. They say, well, why didn't you try this? Or why didn't you do that? Or did you try? Or look it up. And all this shit that has nothing to do with the fact that the game developer is required to explain to a person how to play a game that they made, whether or not they've already played the series. So this is basically taking from a point of view only the information in the game and show you just how bad it's programmed by using that. And people don't like it. So people will argue with me saying, well, how do you, and try to use after the fact information or information they already have from playing the game and try to apply it to a beforehand situation where that information wouldn't have been available for them to say that to, which is why I don't allow those types of comments. These videos drive people out of their fucking mind because it's to them I'm shitting on the developer or I'm a dumb player or anything else, which has nothing to do with the fact that the game developer should be explaining how to play their game so somebody who's not familiar with it can go in and play it. Furthermore, a player is not required or shouldn't have to leave the game to look up something that the game should have explained. And that's where people's arguments fall apart. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down and show that for people who say, you want everything explained to you, that's not a valid counter-argument because that has nothing to do with what I'll be explaining. Plus, somebody saying, well, you can't explain everything because people are too fucking stupid to understand how to put instructions in the game. So now that you're up to speed on that, that's what to expect from this. So, without further ado, let me go in here. Now, the reason I'm starting at this particular screen is because the first fucking 13 and a half minutes of this, or whatever, 12 minutes, is just nothing but cinema cuts. I fucking hate that in games, and I literally almost fell asleep in this, and to me that's not a game. That's the first problem, is skippable cinema cuts. I don't think I'm alone in that category. So let me go in here, and I'm going to be using default settings here and everything else. So what I'm going to be doing is playing the game in accordance to exactly what is in the game for as far as what's been told. I'll be showing inconsistencies, plus I'm not going to leave the game to look anything up. If I can't do something in the game in accordance to what it's asking me because of poor fucking instructions or none at all, then that shows you just how bad the game is. Alright, so first things first. I'm going to go in here and explain the soldier class. First of all, the character customization screen in this game should be abolished, or it should only be an unlockable. The reason I say that is because having information about how this game operates is, if you don't understand what you've picked here, when you go into the game and you fucked it up, you have to restart. I already know that. But that's not the same thing as what I'm telling people here about, well, you know, I'm not going to allow people to take after the fact knowledge and apply it to a beforehand situation. That's not the fucking same thing. What I'm talking about with that is people saying, well, why didn't you click this? It's obvious. That has nothing to do with this. They're two different aspects. So when you're dealing with character customization, what you pick must be explained, because the person who has no clue about this has no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So that's the first thing. So I'm going to point out that here is an entire scroll wheel of everything here. Now, it goes into in-depth detail about what a soldier class is, but does not give you any details about anything crucial gameplay-wise that you would need to know. Now, this information is hidden from people that if they fuck up, you're going to have to come back here because they're going to pick up ammunition in a game or something like that, and they won't know why the fuck it doesn't go in their gun because it should be explained in this screen here before going into the game. So it's amazing to watch people actually try to argue that point with me. So here you have an entire thing about what what a soldier class is and does. Nobody needs that fucking information. What they need to know is this shit here, where it says power training, weapon training, ammo training. Okay, I don't know what ammo training is, but the common sense phrase for that, because people love to use common sense, and then when you do, they argue that. So let me explain. Ammo training, that means being trained in ammo. Weapon training, that means being trained in that weapon. Power training, I don't know what the fuck that is because they didn't bother explaining. What does that mean, power training? Does that mean you're like powerlifting? I mean, I can sit and fucking put anything I want to that, but the fact is they didn't bother explaining that. But yet, they can write in this entire section, high-level operatives are outfitted with an ocular synaptic processors that allow them to focus on targets with lethal accuracy. What the fuck does that even mean? That is useless. Don't even fucking put that in. Instead of putting this sentence in here, what they should have explained is what power training is, what weapon training is, and broken all these things down. But they didn't, so this customization screen is useless. What the fuck is incendiary, cryo, and disruptor? Are those types of ammo? That's not even classified. It's not even depicted what it is. So that's a fucking problem. So soldiers are pure combat specialists. Nobody needs to know all this shit. So they put all of this useless fucking information in here, up top and bottom. Put some basic things in here that don't explain what any of this shit is, so you have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, and left it alone. Really? So and all of these are like this. Reading all of this shit, because people love to say, well, didn't you read it? The information in this is fucking useless. You can read it to your heart's content. It doesn't explain anything about the customization of this. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know what any of this shit is. So this is a fucking useless screen. So I'm just going to pick this because I don't know what the fuck I'm picking. I have no idea why or what. So I don't enter personal background. Spacer. Both of your parents were in the Alliance military. Okay, so why are we picking this? What the fuck is the point to this? This screen isn't even explained as to its purpose. Yeah, picking interpersonal background. Why does any of this shit even matter? Why is this even here? So that's another thing. Like, they didn't bother explaining why this is even significant. Is this important? Like, why does it even fucking matter what I do? So let me continue here. Let me back up here. I think I skipped something. Okay. So let's see. Enter psychological profile. Again, no explanation as to why this is here, or what purpose it has, or why. What are you doing? What does this do? Like, what actual function of this needs to be here? This needs to be fucking removed because it's not explained as to what it is. Sorry, let me continue here. Profile registration complete. Click accept to progress. I don't know what the fuck I've picked. I have no idea what any of this shit is because there's no explanation to it whatsoever. So, a character customization screen? Really? That's not a customization screen. That's fucked. Alright. Once you confirm your character is complete, you will be unable to change any settings. Okay? It doesn't matter anyway because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this anyway. So let me continue. I saw your pee-pee. Sorry. Can you skip any of this shit? Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to start pointing out just how fucking badly programmed this game is. So I'm going to repeatedly point out shit that's on the screen, and I'm going to show you why this is fucking bad. So, get the pistol from the locker. It's telling you what to do. Now it's telling you what keybind to use to pick it up. So, move to cover. Space. Okay, so far you're told to go over there, pick up the weapon using space. Now space is enter cover. So space is to pick things up and to go into cover. Exit cover, F. So now, okay, so you've been told how to pick up weapons, how to go into cover, and how to exit cover, right? Walk over to the thermal clip near the door. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to point out the first inconsistency. You have spacebar to pick up the weapons, but you walk over ammo to pick it up? Now it's telling you how to reload. So far, we've been given pretty decent instructions. So, walking over ammo picks it up, so we don't need to know any of that. And then telling you how to reload. Take cover. Okay, so we already explained how to take cover. Okay, so now they're repeating how to take cover again. Hold W plus space. Left mouse button to fire. All right. R reload. Okay, well, I guess I just walked over ammo. Okay, so the first fucking problem with this, major problem. Now, at the beginning of the game, at the intro, in the cinema cut, you walked up to a door and it automatically opened. Second thing, you've been told every fucking keybind to this point on how to do something. Walk over to the pistol. Press one of the spacebar to pick it up. Now you're told press space R to reload. You're told walk over the ammunition. You're told space to go into cover. You're told F to exit cover. You've given every fucking keybind in the entire so far. And there's no fucking keybind on how to open a door, yet you've already been shown that the doors are automatically open. So, somebody who has no fucking clue is not going to know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing here. There's nothing telling you what you have to do. Now, for people who want to argue that somebody's dumb for not knowing that, you are a douchebag, because I just explained to you why you are that fucking stupid to argue, because you were just told you've been given a keybind for everything else, and they can't give you a keybind on what to do on a door? Are you fucking kidding me? How inconsistent is that? How the fuck did the game get done in this condition? And this is where people would say, well, why didn't you do this? It's obvious here. Shut the fuck up. If you have a keybind on everything else, then that needs a keybind too. You cannot have an inconsistency like this and then say the game is good. That is fucking retarded. Now, I already know how to open this door, but that is not the fucking point. The point here is anybody arguing this is a moron, and the developers are fucking retarded for putting a keybind on the screen for everything so far except this. How fucking retarded do you have to be to not put a keybind for this? Well, you have a keybind for everything else. Seriously? Now, the only reason I know how to do that is because I went out of the game when I first made this video, I went out of the game and actually had to take it to the forum and ask. I even called EA and asked them, how the fuck do I open a door? Because that is not my responsibility to be guessing by pressing buttons. And people thought that was dumb. That's not my fucking problem. They made the game. They've told me everything else, then they can explain that. So that's enough harping on that. Now it says take cover, which they've already done. And space. Again, telling you to take cover when they've already done it. So now they've repeated this 3 fucking times. But yet, there isn't a single thing on how to open the door. So, let's go here. Right mouse button to zoom. R reload. I guess he's shooting from there. I guess you're automatically reloading that. There's something specific I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, so now, this is the first thing that seriously caused me to stop fucking playing this. Alright, so, and I had people argue profusely with me about this. So let me show you how fucking retarded people really are to even argue this point. This is the first major fuck up in the entire game. So, what you're being told to do is pick the grenade launcher up with space. Okay? So that's the same thing. It's consistent as far as picking up weapons. So space picks up weapons. Okay, now. Okay, so hold left shift to select your grenade launcher. Now, this is where, again, people argued profusely with me on, but yet failed to accept the facts I was putting forth. So let me explain. First of all, when you are told space picks up these weapons, that's a keybind for space. Space picks up the weapon. R is the keybind for reloading. That means when you hit those keys, those functions are going to happen. Next, you are told F gets out of cover. So when you press F, F is the keybind for exiting cover. So when you press F, that is what's going to happen in that situation. So all of these keybinds work as intended. They on the button that they're telling you to press on the screen is the exact function of what the button does. In this particular case, holding left shift to select your grenade launcher should automatically select your grenade. It should select the grenade launcher when you hold left shift. It should automatically select it. In the same fashion, if I hit R for reload, it automatically reloads the gun. So I'm going to hold left shift. Now, there are 2 issues here. One, left shift not only is supposed to select the grenade launcher, but it should also explain if there's any further information about what you have to do, then it needs to be on the screen once left shift is held. But left shift is the actual selecting of the grenade launcher itself. Doesn't say it'll equip it. It'll say it. All right, so let me hold left shift. Move your mouse over the weapon bar and then the grenade launcher. Here is the fucking problem with this. There is no bar with weapons on it. That instruction is telling you to select the grenade launcher, which it already should have, because left shift does not select the grenade launcher. It's telling you left shift should open this menu. So that's a fuck up in itself. How the fuck do you say put a key behind everything else, and then say left shift selects the grenade launcher, but yet when you hold left shift, it doesn't actually select the grenade launcher like it fucking says. It opens up a completely different screen and then puts this fucking instruction on there, or this piece, this tooltip, or whatever you want to call this. That is a fucking retarded statement because there's no bar with weapons on it. It's telling you to hover your mouse over a non-existent place. People are like, well, there's a bar with weapons on it. Do you see a fucking bar with weapons on the screen? Is there a bar? Okay. Is there a bar is a straight line. There's supposed to be weapons on. It's supposed to have a bar or something somewhere on that fucking screen. A straight line. So that would be where my mouse is. Would be a bar with a mouse on it. This top line here, I'm not talking about this screen. I'm talking about what's in here. I'm talking about this screen. So if I put my mouse over this section of this, my mouse is along the lines of this, this message. So I could say that, and using this as an example, there's a straight line across here. I could say that's a bar. Put my mouse over the bar. That is a bar. There's no fucking bar on this screen. Now, a bar is either a place where you get alcohol, which obviously that's retarded, but it's a straight line, and there's supposed to be weapons on it. There is no fucking grenade launcher anywhere on this screen. So why are you being told to move your mouse over a place that doesn't exist, and then the grenade launcher, but yet the first instruction tells you that pressing and holding left shift actually selects it in the first place? Where is the fucking grenade launcher at this point, which should have been on the screen? How the game got into this condition is fucking retarded. How anybody thinks that this is okay is even more retarded. So the fact here that you're being told to do something that doesn't exist is fucking retarded, and that nobody paid any attention to this in the development, and players actually think somebody's stupid for not knowing what this means. Are you fucking kidding me? So this is where I actually stopped playing, because why this is the fucking first major fuck up in the entire game. Not only are these instructions completely inaccurate, they're incomplete, and they're inconsistent, but if you do not equip the grenade launcher, you can't even pass this point. So they stuck a fucking tutorial in here, and now they put a lock on it that doesn't allow you to continue, and there's nothing in here that allows you to continue until you do this. But you can't do this because it doesn't tell you how to do this. It's missing shit. So why people even fucking attempt to argue with me about this is moronic. Some people are trolling, but this is out of fucking control. Who in their fucking right mind does this? So let me see here. If I hold left shift, the grenade launcher is supposed to automatically be selected. To argue that is saying R doesn't reload, or if I hit space, I'm not supposed to duck. Same fucking argument. You can't even get around that. This is a clear-cut fuck-up case that some asshole designed and doesn't know how the fuck to write instructions. So let me clarify. I mean, obviously, I had to look up how to fucking do this. It took me a week and a half to get an answer to this because everybody was saying this is so simplified. We're more in tune with me being stupid or whatever else it is, instead of paying any attention to what the fuck I'm talking about and how badly this is programmed. So I'm going to explain what should have been written here. Move your mouse over the pistol icon at the bottom of the screen. Because before the weapon bar shows up, you can't get the weapon bar on the screen until you do that. But it's telling you to move your mouse over a place that doesn't exist on the screen yet. So it's telling you to move your mouse onto a place that you can't move to until it's on the screen. The only way to get it on the screen is this. Now, this is a weapon bar. How fucking hard is it for them to say, move your mouse over the pistol icon at the bottom of the bottom middle of the screen? Because the second thing here is there's no fucking way to know that this is interactive. Not at all. They need to fucking bring your attention to that. And I don't give a shit how fucking stupid you are. I will tell the developers they are fucking retards for even leaving the game in this condition. Alright, so, the reason why I'm going through all this, normally I would just end the video here, but there's a secondary thing in here that really fucked with me, and I cannot stand this. So let me see here. Okay, so now, left mouse equipped a grenade launcher. See, they can't fucking make it simple. They had to use this entirely complex fucking situation. Hold X to switch back to a previous weapon. Okay. Now, there's something specific I'm looking for in here. I don't know if it's here or here. Okay. Here's the second major fuck-up in this entire game. Okay. So, watch how fucking retarded this is. And people can argue with me about, try to argue with me on this all they want. I'm not going to get into disputes with fucking retards who fail to understand certain concepts. Okay. Highlight individual nodes to find matching symbols. When you found two matching symbols, select them to complete the circuit. Complete all circuits before you run out of time to bypass security. Okay? Okay, so that's it. It's going to say start bypass. The problem here is that nowhere did it explain how to get the fucking symbols on the screen in the first place. This screen is completely 100% unexplained. Okay, so there is no instructions at all with this. Now, this is the reason why, one of the reasons I bring this up is because for people who try to say, you want your handheld for everything, how the fuck do you have to, how can you be that fucking retarded to not get the concept that this game should tell you, here's a hacking minigame. Here is the example you will use for these puzzles. To highlight to find the symbols, you do this, now match them. How fucking hard is that? But instead, they leave you with this shit and no explanation at all on how to get the symbols to show up on the screen. So this is fucking retarded. You can't do this, it's impossible. Because you're missing instructions. Now, if that's, if that's something that's going to be happening throughout the game, they absolutely need to fucking tell you in that first example you come across exactly how to hack or bypass or whatever that thing is asking you. For people to even argue that somebody should have known there makes them fucking retards. And I seriously would love to get a hold of the developers and ask them, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, so now, there's a couple other key elements in here that I'm going to explain. As we fight here. I'm skipping over. I guess apparently now I can skip the cinema cuts. Okay, so now, alright, hold left shift to access your command menu. Okay, first of all, again, a completely fuck up. How do you put hold left shift to select a grenade launcher and then not only put the grenade launcher on there, but now you're saying left shift does a totally, completely different thing? Are you fucking kidding me? How do people not see how retarded this is? So I'm going to hold left shift to access my command menu. Hover your mouse over the pull power. I'm waiting for... Why the fuck do they tell you what to do instead of explaining to you what you have to do in order for you to be able to do that? How fucking retarded do people get to not understand? You don't tell somebody to put your mouse over something unless you've told them where the fuck you're telling them to put their mouse first. The pull power does not exist anywhere on the screen as far as somebody's concerned. People can say, oh, it does, it does, it does. Unless the game tells you anything about the pull power before telling you to fucking put your mouse over it, it's the same thing as you don't tell somebody to put your mouse over a bar on the screen that cannot be put on the screen until the mouse is put on the bar. That's fucking retarded. You don't tell somebody to use a... First of all, powers weren't even explained. I don't know what the fuck. You're just throwing this shit at you. And then, hover your mouse over the pull power? How about you explain all about the pull power before telling me to put my mouse over it? Once you explain all that and then explain its location with a fucking blinking arrow or something that says, this is your pull power. Put your mouse over it. They said, put your mouse over a place that doesn't exist on the screen yet. Like somebody's fucking supposed to be psychic and has any idea about what the fuck this is. Now, I happen to understand it because, again, after a week and a half of trying to get an explanation on how to do the grenade launcher, now I ran into 3 days of this horse shit about fucking trying to get an answer for this. And it was just one thing after another. This is not even fucking 5 minutes after the grenade launcher. And I'm running into, and this is another secondary problem. So they have whoever fucking designed this has no fucking concept on how to explain to somebody how to play a game, because this is all fucked up. So let me continue. I don't know what the pull power is. I have no idea what that is. I don't even know what the icon for this. They could at least fucking show you the icon on the screen, but they didn't bother doing that. So anybody saying you handheld for everything? Are you fucking retarded to even say that? Are you that retarded where you don't understand that somebody has no idea what if you don't explain the pull power, there's no point in telling somebody? That's like saying, hey, can you hand me that? And pointing, and there's like 19 objects, and somebody point, hey, hand me that. And then telling you're supposed to know what the fuck they're talking about. And then I'm telling you what it is that I want you to pick up after you pick it up, but you have no way of knowing what I'm asking you to pick up first. So this is fucking retarded. So... I don't know what the pull power is. I don't even know what the icon looks like. I don't even know what the fuck powers are. So that's the first problem. But I had to look it up. Now, I still don't know what the hell this means. I just know where it is on the screen, and I only did it for purposes of this video. Again, this is another fucking thing that they put in. This is another thing that they put into the game of complete retardedness, where you can't get by this section until you do what the section says, but yet there's no explanation on how to do the section. It's fucking stupid. Okay, so... Alright, so now, I want to point something out here that this is totally fucked up. Here's another complete fuck up in the game. Okay, so, I'm pressing a spacebar to open the door, and it's obviously locked. So red denotes that the door's locked. Okay? Alright, so I had to press spacebar to open that door, right? I'm bringing this up for a reason. Alright, so hold on one second. Now, after pressing space to open these doors, all of them, one after the other, I walk up to this one and it automatically opens? Are you fucking kidding me? How retarded you have to fucking be? Seriously. Okay, so let me bring you up to speed on this because we're going to end this video and then I'm going to actually go make another one about Baldur's Gate. Okay, so what I want to get out of the way here is after getting into fucking heated debates and calling BioWare, no, I didn't call BioWare, I called EA and talked to somebody about this because I originally had this game purchased and then they gave me a refund on it and then later on they re-released it for free. But the point here is that everything that I explained up to this point, what's interesting about this and how stupid this fucking game is programmed is that everything that I was just bitching about and it was inconsistent and there's no fucking way to get through the tutorial because of how they put it there and how they did shit is explained on a computer that you can't access until you fucking play the game. Even the person at EA, when I was talking to them, laughed when I said that. They go, that is the dumbest thing. I said, yes. So all of the information that you need to get to the computer is on the computer that you can't get to until you get the information needed, which renders the information on the computer 100% fucking useless because you need the information before you get to the computer, not after you get to it, which renders it fucking useless. So why the fuck would you... How the fuck did the game get released in this condition? This game is so fucking shitty. It's retarded. I mean, there are fucking things in this game that it's telling you to do that you can't do because you don't have the information to do it. No, you're missing... John, this is a video that I'm making as far as shitty development because the point here is that if you go back and watch everything in this video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's an open and shut case of shitty fucking development. And what happens is players, again, I don't know if you're familiar with my series, players who are in love with BioWare or in love with these games can't handle what I'm saying about the game. So instead of accepting it as facts, they basically try to say, oh, you're stupid because you can't play. Being stupid has nothing to do with how they fucking program the game. The game is programmed fucked up, period, end of story. And so for you to be psychic is for a developer to expect you to fucking know what the hell is going on. I mean, seriously. Like I said, I mean, they said they're using... The instruction came up on the screen. Hold left shift to select the grenade launcher. That doesn't even get selected when you hold it. And then later on, not even 5 minutes later, they have you holding left shift to do something completely different that's not even related to what they originally told you. They can't even get their fucking information straight, and it's so inconsistent. I mean, dude, I'm walking up there's a keybind for everything else except the doors. And then you're pressing the buttons to open doors, and then you walk up to one and it automatically opens. How inconsistent is that? Like, they don't even know it's like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing when they made this. It's retarded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video, and I'm actually going to start another game and go over how fucking bad that is. Because these are just basically videos that I had on my original channel that I'm getting requests to remake or redo or re-upload. So I have to kind of redo them as how I had them. So if you hang in there, I'm going to start up another game, Baldur's Gate 2, Enhanced Edition, and I'll show you everything that's wrong with that. So... Oh, I'm not making a full video out of this. This is just it. This is just shitty development. So what I do is I open up the game and I point out what's wrong with it and ask how the fuck did the developer how did this even get into this condition? And so whether people want to argue with me or not doesn't change those facts. The only reason people are arguing with me is because I pointed out something that they're taking as a hostile act. That, oh, you're trashing the game. Do you know The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the top of the screen still has not been explained at all in this up to this point. And you'd figure if they're going to put it on the screen, they really need to go over and explain to you what's on the screen. Otherwise, it shouldn't even be on the screen at this point. You want to talk about how fucking bad this is? Look at the customization screen. That shouldn't even fucking be available at the beginning of the game. That should be an unlockable feature simply because the only people that understand the customization screen are the people who've played the game and are familiar with the series. But somebody new coming into this, there's no explanation for half of this shit. It's fucking retarded. So like I said, if you give me a few minutes, I'm going to start... for the viewers just getting in here, I'm going to start another stream in a minute about Baldur's Gate 2 on how fucking bad that is. Because, again, these are just requests that I'm getting from people that knew that I had these videos on my original channel. So I've been procrastinating about doing these for a while. So just give me a few minutes, I'll start this up, so hang in there. Again, look for the Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, Shitty Development. It's going to be Shitty Development featuring Baldur's Gate 2. So hang in there.